What up, boxing fans? It's your boy Joel here again. I'm here to talk about something that's real commonly spoken amongst boxing circles now, which is the issue of drug testing. Some people just believe urine should be involved. Some people believe just blood. Some people should believe blood and urine should be involved. But let's talk about the situation with Pacquiao and Hopkins. Let me start off by saying that I think both these guys are tremendous athletes, and I think none of them have ever done anything illegal or anything of that sort, put any kind of illegal drugs in their body, anything that a commission in America wouldn't approve. Let me just start off by saying that. But I also want to say that I believe blood and urine should be for every single fight. I think any single fight in any single country, because that way we know that everybody in the sport is not using drugs. Everybody in the because there's a difference between a baseball player using steroids and a boxer using steroids. Baseball player uses steroids, he hits a home run. Boxer uses steroids, he knocks the guy's head off. He gives brain damage, kills somebody, can end somebody's career. And these are serious situations that people have to consider. But I'm not accusing Pacquiao or Hopkins. I like both these guys. They're both good guys. But I think they're in different situations. I think that Pacquiao is in a situation that brain fart. Pacquiao's in a situation that he's involved in the biggest fight that can be made. Period. There's no other fight. Gamboa Lopez, Klitschko whatever, Segura Gonzalez. This is the biggest fight in boxing. Period. This is the biggest fight in combat sports. Period. Just any matchup. This is the Super Bowl of fighting right now. And the reason I bring up the Super Bowl is because in a Super Bowl, I don't know if you guys are football fans. You guys tune in a boxing channel, and you usually don't expect to hear stuff about football, but I'll just bring in this analogy because I'm a football fan. So in the Super Bowl, they have more referees, and that's because they want to minimize the amount of errors and illegal penalties that could happen. So that's why I believe, especially for this fight, there should be random blood and urine. Not because I believe one of these guys are using steroids, but just to be safe, just to minimize the possible possible chance of cheating. Because if these guys were to do it, if these guys never did it in their career, this would be a good time to use it. You got the biggest fight in your career coming up. Mayweather might go, oh yeah, might as well just inject this in me, or Pacquiao might go, might as well, inject this in me, because if I win this, I'll be the greatest of all time. I'll be one of the greatest of all time, But again, I don't think Mayweather or Pacquiao are using any kind of performance-enhancing drugs. But yeah, that's the reason I feel that way about that fight. But what I feel in the situation Hopkins was in, Hopkins is in a much less bigger fight, which, it's not on pay-per-view, not a lot, millions will watch, but not, the amount of people. They won't, most people won't throw a fight party, invite friends over and buy wings and pizzas when he fights. That'll happen when Pacquiao fights Mayweather and stuff like that, or Pacquiao fights anyone, or Mayweather fights anybody. But so that's my point. My point is, if this, I'm not so adamant about Hopkins, even though I think there should be rules that makes everybody take random blood and urine. But I feel that Pacquiao went about it the wrong way. Pacquiao, first of all, he brought up the drug testing problem after the fight was signed. I mean, this is just typical life thing. If before you sign a contract, you got to make sure you're happy with everything that's on it. If you're not happy that you're not getting paid a certain amount, you're not happy about, this or that. I'm not even talking about boxing. I'm just talking about contracts in general. You read the full contract. You either add or subtract what you want on the contract. So if you wanted to add drug testing, that should have been brought up in the negotiations, not something that you just thought of in a press conference and started babbling around. Then you put your hands around Bernard Hopkins. He kindly removes your hand off of him, and then you do it again, and then now you're escalating a problem. You're telling a guy he's using steroids, that to take a test, that he's a cheater. He's like, "Oh, you're a cheater," screaming at him. Well, of course you're going to get shoved. I mean, like, a lot of people saying, "Oh, he acted like a criminal, he acted like a thug." I mean, I feel that he acted the way any other normal human being will act. Like, if you try to touch me and I tell you don't touch me, and you talking bad about me, and then you try to touch me again, and I'm like, I'm going to push you off of me. I'm like, yo, don't touch me. I said don't touch me. And then that's why I feel Pacquiao escalated that situation. So, getting back to the drug testing situation, unless it's authorized by the commission or you bring it up in the negotiations, I don't see why blood testing should be involved. Although I would love to see it for every single fight. That way we don't have this problem. We don't have those arguments. So this may sound hypocritical, but I feel that Pacquiao went about it the wrong way. If he really wanted drug testing, he would have done it in a professional manner and brought it up in the negotiations and had it put in the contract. But since he didn't go about it the right way, he went about it like an idiot and brought it up in a press conference and started calling Bernard Hopkins a cheater. I feel that if there was a chance Bernard Hopkins was going to take the test, you just screwed it up. So that's my opinion about it. I feel that the Pacquiao and Hopkins are in two different situations. I think Pacquiao is involved in a bigger fight, which requires, it's more at stake for that. So it requires testing to make sure that everything is okay. And plus, if Mayweather would have signed a contract with Pacquiao, and Pacquiao would have signed a contract with Mayweather, and out of nowhere Mayweather goes, I'm not going to fight unless you take a blood test, I would be in total disagreement with Mayweather, because Mayweather signed the contract. You have to honor your contract. I'm a man of honor. If I sign something that I read, or my manager has read, and they told me it's good for me, or I read it and I feel it's good for me, I feel you have to honor your contract, and that's it. So that's the way I feel. I feel that all fights should be random blood and urine tests, but if they're not, they should be negotiated before the contract, not after. Guys, please, leave a comment. Let me know your opinion. Please, no racist, no racial comments. You will be blocked and you will be deleted if I receive any racist comments. Yeah, so I believe they're in two different situations. I feel like it's apples and oranges, and we can't compare the same. So yeah, please leave a comment, and peace.